Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here at Tamarac National Wildlife Refuge today with Kelly Blackledge, a ranger here, and also Dennis Mutterman, who is a volunteer extraordinaire. And they're going to talk about some of the things that volunteers do here at Tamarac. And Kelly, welcome to Hometown Happenings once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we have such a great group of volunteers on the refuge, and it's so crucial. I mean, with budgets being slim, we really have to rely on a lot of different resources and partners to be able to accomplish the jobs in caring for wildlife and wild places. And one of the things that we're excited about this year is a citizen science project to help collect information about the animals and plants that are on the refuge. Having volunteers out and about on the refuge, enjoying the refuge, is just a great opportunity for them to document what they're seeing. And that helps biologists on the refuge as well to keep track of when things are blooming, and as well as just what types of animals are seen on what parts of the refuge, as well as plants.
All right. So what sort of qualifications do these volunteers have to have?
That's a great question, because really, in this case, not much at all. I mean, really, an interest in nature is all you have to be able to do this project. So we're looking for people that are interested in photography, and just interested in kind of knowing what's out there. So people that are visiting the refuge would participate in this project and help us document the common species, keeping common species common, and also helping us identify some of those rare things that can happen on the refuge. You know, some rare plants that there's 43,000 acres here, so we can't see it all the time, and having some volunteers out there will help us out a lot.
Excellent. So we are going to follow Dennis and also a volunteer, Craig Lewis, around, and they're going to actually show us how they document how they are the citizen scientists here at Tamarac National Wildlife Refuge. And we'll also have an opportunity, they'll talk about an opportunity for other groups and other citizen scientists to take advantage of some of the equipment they have.
That's right. We've been able to adopt a project that's already in place called Project NOAA, that we'll be using to document all these species.
All right, then we'll have more ahead on Hometown Happenings. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here at Tamarac National Wildlife Refuge today with Dennis Mutterman and Craig Lewis, and there are a couple volunteers working with Project NOAA here. And Dennis, I want you to describe a little bit about Project NOAA.
Well, it's saving us a lot of time using an existing program, Project NOAA, which is also a website. It's actually sponsored by National Geographic. There's over 250,000 sightings from around the world, and you can post reptiles, birds, mammals, mushrooms, insects, quite a variety of things. And a particular project is set up as a mission. So we have a Tamarac National Wildlife mission for sightings just on the refuge. And it's very easy. Key thing is taking a photo to document your sighting, and then getting the location, and then you put together some description about what you saw.
Okay. So how many things have you documented so far, personally?
In kind of getting oriented to doing this, I have about 30 so far, and I have a backlog about 10, and it's been really interesting. Been, finding out names of things I didn't exactly know, because you have to kind of figure out the name, and it's actually, I've enjoyed a lot of roaming around the refuge taking photos, but this is like a little bit more fun than just going around taking photos.
So do you usually do this as a team, or do you do this as individuals?
You can do it both ways. You can do it as individuals or teams, or we have things set up that groups can come out and do this as a group.
Okay, excellent. And we'll talk more about that in just a few moments. But Craig, also, how did you get involved with this project?
Well, I'm a friend of Dennis's, and I'm one of the volunteers here, and I was working on a Minnesota Master Naturalist, and he said, Craig, would you like to be involved in that as a citizen science project? And I said, sure, I would. And I'm doing most of my spotting so far individually on a solo basis, but Dennis and I have gone on and done a few hikes lately together, and doing it jointly also.
Okay. So you guys are going to show us a little bit about what you need to do this, and how you document it, and maybe some of the equipment that you use.
Well, and that's the interesting thing about it. You don't need a lot of equipment. You do need a camera along with you and yourself. You can always do the firm identification of what you saw later, or you can simply also post it on NOAA, and other people involved in NOAA will help you to identify what it was you saw if you aren't sure yourself, or they'll correct you if you were wrong. So that's basically how we do it.
Okay, so you could use your cell phone camera per se?
You could use your cell phone camera, or you could use a little camera like this, any way you want.
All right.
In fact, they actually have a iPad or a smartphone app you can download to take care of all of it.
All right, excellent. So how many things have you found? How many?
About the same as Dennis, about 25 to 30 so far. We've only been doing it for what, Dennis? About a week and a half.
Okay. All right, very good. So let's go around and we'll go through the process. Maybe you can show us an example of what you do and how you do it.
Okay.
All right, Craig, we have come to a site of a sighting. Okay, yeah. So tell us a little bit about.
Well, and this is a simple way you can do it. This is a plant called goldenrod, and the sighting here is actually we have a bald-faced hornet that's feeding on the nectar from the goldenrod. So I would just take my camera and I focus it in, and I take my shot, and I maybe get another shot, so that I have a couple of angles on it, and that's my sighting. It's as simple as that. And then you will take that picture, download it into the computer, post it onto Project NOAA, identify, in this case I could identify the plant, and I could also identify the insect and make a recording as to what the GPS location of this is too on the refuge, using a mapping system that's in the program. And the other way I can do it is, if I don't have a good memory, is I can record all of this information on a tracking sheet that we have, and that way when I get back home I remember any small details that I might forget between here and getting back to the computer.
All right, so you have to know something about, what would be a sighting, as far as, what to look for, what is something that's native to this area and that sort of thing?
No, not really. It can be almost anything, and it doesn't have to be a living organism. It could be unusual geology. I think if you saw something that was unusual in that respect, but mostly it's going to be insects or plants or animals or birds. If you see a bear out at the refuge, take a picture of a bear and post that on Project NOAA.
All right, so it definitely is a sighting of some sort that might be out of the ordinary, or just a sighting.
We would like things that are more unusual, more rare, but we also realize that the uniqueness of Tamarac also is the fact that it has many things there that are easy to see and easy to find, and that people can post that too.
All right, and now Dennis, I want you to come on in and talk about the you have a kit here that groups can check out.
Yeah, when a group comes and wants to do this in a little organized fashion, we have together 5 of these kits, and I'm beginning to find the useful things to bring along anyway. And so one is a camera, and I should mention that most of the sightings that I've done has been with a basic simple camera like this, and then a GPS receiver, and then always, some nature guides to see if you can try to recognize what it is. But as Craig mentioned, if you can't, you can click unknown, and you'll get the emails helping you to identify it.
All right, you can become a citizen scientist here at Tamarac, thanks to Dennis Mutterman and Craig Lewis and Kelly Blackledge. For Hometown Happenings, I'm Carol McCarthy.